Really? And I was like the last thing to pop up? I thought I had that all fixed. I guess not. Yeah, you got to figure out why that happened the way it did. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I see a bunch of people are still jumping in. Just want to make sure that I got all the good stuff. Yep, all the good stuff's working. Good. Pending actions. There we go. Action history. Okay, there we go. All right. So looks like people are still popping in. Almar is here. Dave from DB Tech is here. Dwight Curley is here. There you go. Dwight's got his name up there. Finally. No sound? No sound. Oh, I know what I did. Hold on. Should have checked this. Are you sure there's no sound? Oh, good. Dave says he can hear me. All right. Check it on your end there, Curly. Backfire Epsilon. Sound is working. Thank you, sir. Sorry, it's me. Not a problem. Not a problem. Glad it's not me, though. Oh, I do have that up there. Okay, we'll get rid of that because we don't need that. We're going to work from here. Although, it would probably be better if I did pop that out. Just talking to myself. Still trying to get some things together. I made a couple changes to OBS. I was fixing up my green screen, and I think I've got that working now. At least there's no fuzzy anywhere. Oh, good. That's real big. I can't hear you through my hearing aids. I never knew I could do that. Oh, I can hear you. Oh, yes. These new fancy dancy ones, they can be like, you can Bluetooth them things to devices. So if you're watching, on a laptop or, if your computer has Bluetooth or even your phone, yeah, you should be able to hear just like, it was a set of headphones or, earbuds, earplugs, one of these things. That should, yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Hoping not to do much chatter today. There's 8 people here. Is that number still right? 10 people here so far. I just wanted to get into, wanted your guys' help to pick out what the next project is going to be. The bridge that I was working on before, it's almost done. I'm missing one small, actually 2 small details. And then that'll be done. The one should be an easy fix. I just got to stop over at the hobby store and pick something up. The other one, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fix it. This time I saw the notification before the stream was, and no, we're still here. We just got started. So no worries. Good to have you. Good to have you. Yeah, so I pulled out of the box of stuff that I have here. I grabbed 4 of these smaller size kits that I have, and I want to see if we can get into fixing one of these guys up. They're real simple kits. Knowing me, I'll probably wind up taking them to the extreme, and it'll take me a month to get them done. Who knows? We'll see. Nice to see you again, Lord Nikon. It's nice to see you as well. John says hello. Rusty from Possum Bayou says hello to everyone. Yeah, so I'll just give you, before we go and roll the intro, I'm gonna show you real quick the bridge that we were working on, and we can go from there. Hey, Greg's here. Hey, Greg, how you doing, bud? So this is the bridge. This is probably not a good idea to do with a green screen. All right, let me move this stuff off the desk, and we'll go down to the desk because this is getting crazy. Deep Run Mike is in the house. Good to see you, Mike. Just real quickly, let's flip over to the overhead cam. We'll get rid of this, and then we'll get Rita up here. So if you remember the last time that we were playing around, I was doing some weathering and some things on the one side of the roof, and that hadn't been attached yet. So I went ahead and I attached that. I did some preliminary weathering. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I even popped up some of those tiles there. There you go. There's a good shot. Popped up some of those tiles to make them look like, it was kind of weathered, or, the things are falling off. I did put the center piece down the middle. Originally, I had it in the color of red, but didn't like it. So I took that, I went back to primer and then changed it to black, and then just kind of weathered it up with some powders and some chalks. Actually, I think I used some pastels on that. The weathering that you see here, all these dark spots that are popping up on both sides of the roof here, believe it or not, I ducked into my my eyeshadow collection, and I was trying out some different colors. I also went back on the side of the bridge, and I had already done some weathering on there, but I wanted to, come on, focus. It's not focusing on the bridge itself. It's catching the background. So you're not going to be able to see it. Randall Ellison is in the house. Hey, Randall. So as I was saying, I went back over and I grabbed some browns and some blacks and actually some greens too. And I put them with pastel colors, and I put them on there. I think I'm going to have to do it again because it looks like, I haven't sealed this yet, which I plan to do. So some of the powders have come off just in handling it. Not sure if you could see it here, but there's a little bit of green in different spots around, just to make it look like there's moss or some moldiness or something on there. Your eyeshadow? Yes, it is my eyeshadow. I have a, now, it's not eyeshadow I wear, or at least not that I'm going to tell you, but I do have, or have collected, a very extensive eyeshadow collection, and these are good for weathering powders. The only ones that I don't use are the sparkly ones, but you can pick up, for example, this Wet n Wild is at a Five Below store. I can't remember where I got the Mary Claire's. The LA Glam Colors, I think, is also from Five Below. But yes, you can use a brush with these. Brush them on your model. It's just like powders that weathering powders that you would use. You do have to seal them, otherwise they're just going to come off. You also have to be careful once you put them on there. If you breathe too hard, or you blow on it, or you sneeze, the powders are going to move. So you definitely want to get them sealed. That's why I was trying to show you, like on the one side of this, there are powders. If you can see the greens, the browns on the outside there, those are all powders. But then as I was handling this and playing with it, I pretty much took off the browns and the blacks that you see there are paint. There was a darker brown, and the green has all come off. I actually put some on the bottom too. And again, from handling it, some of the black stayed, but the greens and the browns are gone. So I just have to be careful with that and figure that out. Yes, Curly, I got bored and didn't want to be the long-haired freak anymore. Not that long hair makes you freakish. I was just getting tired of maintaining it. So yes, I cut the hair. It's the new year, It's the new me. I'm getting back to my old self and hopefully getting back into the swing of things. So yes, the hair is gone. I'm not here to judge you, bud. Just took me back. Not a problem. No animal testing. Hey, not here. There's no animals here. I can tell you that for a fact. So for now, what I'm waiting on for here is, I don't have a printout of it. If you guys remember, and I know it was a while ago, it was over a year ago, on both sides of this bridge, there is a piece of MDF that was curved that goes from this side of the bridge and it kind of curves upward into those X's and then comes down the other side. I should have brought up a picture of it on the screen to share with you, but I didn't. And I apologize for that. But take my word for it. There's a piece on both sides that goes in kind of like a little moon shape, a little arc. That got packed away in when I was moving. So I have to find that, but it's not going to be anytime soon. If I could find a replacement for it, I can try and make it, but using, regular, all right. So I have all different kinds of woods. Like, for example, this is supposed to be, I don't know exactly what it is, but I believe that's an eighth of an inch thick. Hey, Ray, good to see you, buddy. Ray Bertelson's in the house. Hey there, dude. How are you? Oh, crap. The tree is live. We missed you, buddy. Hang in there. Thanks, man. So the problem with this is on the short side, this side, you can bend it. It's easily done. But this, I need the depth of it. And you can't easily bend that without snapping it. And that's the way it would need to go on here. So wood is not an option. Unless I had a piece of wood that I could actually carve that out of, and I don't. Nor do I have a laser cutter that I could do that with either. So I need to see if I could find somewhere, come across maybe a kit where I had some MDF that I could use. This is why I've always said, keep your cutoffs. I had one that was close. If you guys remember a while back, we did a kit together that was from Late Night Hobbies. And these are the cutoffs that I got from that. And this is MDF, and this does bend in the way I need it to. The problem is it's just too thick. It's too thick of a material for the N scale version of this bridge. I probably could use this on the HO scale, but for N scale, it's just too thick. And I can't cut that. There's no way for me to cut that long ways that would make it even and look okay. So what I'm looking for is this type material just in a thinner format so I can get it onto the bridge. I'll find it eventually, even if I have to make it out of cardboard or construction paper. I'll figure it out. I'll get there. Just as I decided to try and grow my hair out again, you cut yours. Sorry, dude. It'll grow back. It'll grow back, and it won't take me long. My hair grows very, very fast. Soak it. Yeah, I was thinking of that. I imagine, Al, you're talking about the wood. I was thinking that, but it's really thin, and I don't know that I don't want to try and break what I have because that stuff I can actually use, and I didn't want to get into that. Willow Creek Brad, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. It's the Rickster. Yeah, look, Sparky, back to my old self. No more rat's tail in the back. So yeah, that's the one thing. So I'll tell you what, now that I've told you the old business, before we get into the new business, let's run over and say hi to the girl of the hour. You all know her. Let's stroll the intro. Here comes Rita. and I just noticed that my intro has, oh, that's right. I can't change that because I can't alter that video. So my intro has the old STS thingy on it, logo. Speaking of which, Carolina Foothills, good to see you. Let's run over to the participants list real quick and let's see who's here. Okay, you notice that there's not a lot of names on that list there. That's because it hasn't caught up and it doesn't know that you guys are all here, or you guys haven't chatted in the chat to say, hey, I'm here. So really quickly say something in chat so that YouTube knows you're here and that we can get your name up there and I could say hello to you and all that jazz. See, there we go. Now it's populating. Can't beat that. All right. So as this probably changes, I'm going to just run through this real quick. We've got Al Mar in the house. How you doing, buddy? Carolina Foothills Railway is here. Bernard C. just jumped in. There's Backfire Epsilon. Good to see you. Who else? Deep Run Mike is here. Of course, that FBMRR guy is here. Joe Rader's in the house. Joe, good to see you, my friend. Curly Express is here. Kyle Stevens is here. Lord Nikon, hello. Ray Bertelson is here. Ron Moen with a period at the end is in the house. Somebody just popped in. There's Midsummer Railway N-Scale is here. We did Ron already. Russ from the Rockin' Railroad is here. Good to see you, Russ. John from the Schuylkill River Valley is here. Sparky 107 is in the house. And it looks like for the first time in a long, long time, my friend Wigwag is not at the bottom of the list. He's been beat out by Willow Creek Brad. So I have to shift it over a little bit and say from the bottom of the list, top of our hearts, it's Willow Creek Brad. 3-dub. I don't know what you're gonna do, bud. I don't know. You've lost your spot, and I don't know that you can gain that back unless Willow Creek doesn't show up one week. So sorry, pal. You've been outsauced there. All right. If you guys notice on that list, I keep getting my left and rights mixed up. On that list, there are a couple people over there that appear in blue, and they've got these really cool wrenches next to them. Those are my moderators. There are still some of them on the list, and I realized that when I switched the channel over to a branded channel, I lost some of them. So I have to go back and re-add some of the people on there. But please give a shout out to, or I want to give a shout out to my moderators for helping me stay on track, which doesn't happen often, but keeping control of chat so that you guys stay on track too. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys helping out whenever you can. One other note, just some housekeeping. I want to switch the screen over here because we've got a January STS schedule that we just updated. And if you notice, there's a spot right there at the end of the month that someone was able to fill in on. That's right. January is going to be the return of the Rickster on Sidetrack Sunday. Just so happens that the week wasn't claimed by anyone, and it happened to be one of the weeks when I was free. So I'm going to take the 25th. But definitely check in with the other guys. Ray is going to have the 11th, which is this weekend. Make sure you catch up with Ray on Sunday. Bob's going to follow the week after, and then I'm the week after that. So let's definitely hang out with those guys and get your railroading on. All right. So all the housekeeping is done. Let's get down to business. We are going to we're going to pick a new kit. I saw a couple people jump in here. Somebody said, I didn't see. Oh, there's Nathan. Nathan saying hi to John. Good to see you, Nathan. I don't think I saw anybody else pop in. Wigwags over there saying hi to everybody still. All right, great. So let's flip over to the overhead one more time. And I pulled, like I said, I pulled some kits out of my little storage bin that I have here. If you remember not the last time we did this, but a couple times before, I tried to do some of those free kits from Foscale models, and they don't come with instructions. So rather than me sitting here looking any more stupider than I am, I'm not going to do those, but I do have several of those. I'll try and do those as videos because some of them are really detailed and really hard to figure out. So I was able to pull some things that I had. I'm trying to stay on the smaller side because honestly, I don't have anywhere that I can store these. So as I build them, I'm probably just going to have to move them right into storage because in this small apartment, I'm not allowed to hang anything on the walls. So shelving is out. So unless I get myself another desk with some shelf space or a bookcase that I could put somewhere, I'm going to have to just store these as I build them. So small kits. We've got this one here from Late Night Hobbies. This is the Detailed Brick Garage A. I believe you and I built together the Garage B. That was one of the kits that we did the testing on the brick and mortise. And honestly, I have another idea, so I might try it again if we choose this kit. We'll see. Sparky wants to know if he can store them. Yes, Sparky, you can store them, but I'm not shipping them up there. So unless we can meet somewhere, I would be more than happy to have all of my buildings appear on your layout and have them actually being used, because honestly, it brings a tear to my eye that these things are off in storage in a bin somewhere. Things that I slaved over and worked hard on and put hours into are just literally collecting dust in storage. It's killing me. So yeah, if we could find a way to get them onto your layout, I would love to at least have them on there. James from Dundas Junction just stopped in. James, it's good to see you. He was busy running trains. Awesome. All right, let's go to the next kit. This one here, this is just a simple bunkhouse. But I like this kit because it's one of those ones where it has those interlocking walls. I don't think that I've built one like this before, so I'm curious to see how this works. It does come with instructions, which is great, so no worries there. So this one I think I picked up at Caboose Stop Hobbies. So that would be really, really cool to do. Ken, I saw Ken. Where was Ken? Ken jumped in here. I can't find you in the chat, but I know I saw the name. Ken B&O, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Hey, there goes Grandpa Rails. Good to see you, my friend. I believe the next kit, I also got from Caboose Stop Hobbies. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know where else I would pick it up. But this is Bilco Freight. Honestly, it looks very similar to another kit that you and I did together a couple months back. It was actually a Foscale Models kit, and it was one of the kits that we actually did a kit bash of. So I took some parts off of it, and we used some of those parts for another build. Actually, I think what we ended up making it was Sparky Shed. So this is very similar to that kit. So I'm really not that excited to do this kit, but again, it is one of those smaller kits we could jump into. The last one here is a Foscale Models kit. This is cane, brake, and muffler. What I like about this kit is it's got a really thin footprint. I thought I saw somewhere on here what the actual footprint was. No, maybe that was another model. Oh, this gives you an HO ruler. Very cool. So I'm not sure exactly what the footprint of this is. But I did actually get this because I thought with that small profile that I could use it as a background building. So that is one that I'm actually interested in getting into. But I never ordered from Caboose Stop Hobbies. Not sure how they auction things work. Okay, so I will do it real quickly for you. I haven't been over there in over a year since I had stopped my live streams, but I'll tell you how it used to be. You go in and you watch the live show. Carol and Ian and a couple other people, Keith, they show you things that they have in inventory, and they have little stickers on them that look like this with numbers. If you see that item and you want that number, you want that item, all you have to do is type that number into chat. At the end of the night, at the end of the show, they go and they print out chat the way it appears on their screen. Whomever picks out that number first is the one who gets the item. So if you beat everyone else out and your 151 appears first, then that item gets put into a box with your name on it. And when you build up so many items in your box, they will contact you and say, hey, it's time to check out. You call them on the phone, give them a credit card number, and they will put it on the next shipment to UPS to your house. You can have them ship it every week. Kind of doesn't make sense to do so with shipping costs. But I'm going to tell you just from my personal experiences, I've collected items with them up to like 3 months. I've had orders with them for, 2, 3, I think even one, I think the highest I might have went is $400. I had a whole box full of stuff that I've collected over months. And finally, Carol called me, and she's a really nice lady. You might get a call from Keith too, and they'll say, hey, it's time to check out, let's get your stuff out to you. And again, you just call them, give them your credit card, they will ship it out. That's kind of how they work. I think it's a fabulous idea. Some of the stuff is really great. Some of the stuff is, and they will tell you, is gone on as crap. But if you want it, you're more than welcome to have it. So that's that. Still the same. Ian's passed the torch to Keith. There you go. So it's Keith and Carol that do it. Sparky, if weather is good, I will come after lunch is the plan. Oh, nice. James is going over to Sparky's. Don't think Dave's going to make it. Okay. Oh, Sparky's planning something. If anybody's got his address, head on over there. Not now. Whenever. You could drop the whatever details there, Sparky. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put these on the table. I should have made up little stickers, but here's what we're going to do. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 3. And this is going to be 4. Just so I'm not crazy and you guys understand it, it seems pretty simple to me, but let's just do it again. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. Vote for one of them. Put it in chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Whichever number I see the most of, that's the one we're going to open up and start building. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Go ahead and throw those numbers in chat. How can 151 be 2? That's not my number. Take that off. You guys are crazy. Look, everybody's going 151. How can... All right. Dave from Carolina Foothills says 4. Joe Rader says 1. There's a couple Foscale model kits here. Rusty says 4. Oh, there's a lot of 1s. Everybody likes this one. Foscale model does make some great kits, and I am really excited to do this. Nathan DeLay likes the one, the kit here with the what do you call them? The little wedge pieces. Everybody's going for 1. Al wants 5. 5. Al, let me tell you what 5 is. 5 is a Lego kit from Christmas. This is 5. I haven't built it yet. Came all the way from wherever that is. The lonely number 1. Yes, 1 is the lonely number. All right. Nobody has voted for 3 at all. Nobody likes this one. James wants 4. James now changes. He wants 5. 16/16. Look like I got vetoed. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of the chickadee China. The Chinese chicken. Yeah. All right. All right, guys. I don't see any other numbers coming up, but there you go. Ray says 3. Ray, you're the only one. You're the lonely number 3. 1 seems to be the consensus, although I'm not sure because it looks like Wigwag just kind of spammed chat with 1 over and over and over. So maybe I'm just looking at the fact that Wigwag keeps saying 1. If you build any of them, I wonder if you could put your YouTube logo on one of these buildings just for the. I have done that, Nathan. I printed out. I actually have that. I think on several buildings of mine. It's very easy to laser print your logo onto just regular plain paper. And then what you do is you print it on paper, you flip the paper over and you use a very fine sandpaper and you try and sand some of the paper really, really thin until just the logo can be shown through the image. And then you take that and you glue that onto your building and it looks like it was painted there. Especially if you the smaller you do it, the more, believe it or not, the smaller you do it, the easier it looks to blend in. If you make it large, it just looks like it looks like it doesn't belong. But I have done it, and it does work. I just hate being left out. Sorry, Ray. I apologize, bud. All right, so even if I'm wrong and Wigwag was the one that spammed chat with number 1, I think I'm going to go with number 1. So let's set these aside. Let's get into this Foscale kit and see what we can get into. It's 8:30. I've already spent 30 minutes talking. Oh, look at that. I'm ripping stuff already. All right. Let's go over the instructions real quick like we need them. Wow. It's just one sheet of paper for assembly instructions. The rest of this is a roadmap. This here is what you would use for roof paper. Foscales includes this in every single page. These are, or every single kit. This is the correct spacing for what you would use for tar paper on a roof. All you have to do is cut these in strips, attach them to your model, and then you can paint these whatever color you want, whether it be gray or black or, even white. You can put gravel on top of it and glue it down to make it look like a gravel top. So it's really good to have these. I use these primarily just for the spacing, and I use cardboard, not cardboard. I always say cardboard. Help me out here. Construction paper. I use construction paper to make my paper roofs. But these are always good to have for reference. And if you ever run out of construction paper, it's there. All right, this is the diagram of the building. So it's basically 4 walls and a top, and then you put your windows in. But yeah, it shows you exactly where to put your bracing, how you put the bracings on the interiors. This is how you glue them in. It's really, really, it's not hard to screw this up, although I could be wrong, but it looks like one of these might be upside down. Oh no, that's the whole building. So that's the back side of the building. Wait a second. Oh yeah, look, it's up there. All right, so it must be a window on the first floor. I thought it was a side piece, and then I looked at these and realized those 2 windows are high, and that's how they appear over here. So good. All right, so the back wall's got 2 high windows, 1 low, 2 doors, 2 garage doors, 3 windows, and a man door. So that's what we'll be following to put it together. The easy part of this is just getting the bracing done. And then it's on to paint. So maybe we'll get that started tonight. And then I'll prime it some other time. You always get a bundle of the wood that you're going to need. This includes all color coded, the green ones, the red ones. Yep, that's the only 2 that are in here, green ones and red ones. So the smaller pieces, which are those, are usually your trim pieces around doorways and windows. These larger pieces here is what you use for bracing going around the building so that when you paint it, the water doesn't make it go and fold. I wonder if it's the same technique with sandpaper down. Can work with graffiti. Yeah, as well too. Yeah, so You can do the same thing if you print something in graffiti with paper. Sure, yeah, construction paper. Thank you, Wigbag. I pulled the turbo out from the garage tunnel. Ran great. All right. Not sure what that means, but we'll go with it. All right, back to here. We got windows, and it looks like there's some roof pieces and a door. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm not wrong, but I believe the windows and doors and all the Foscale model kits, I believe, are supplied by Tichy. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, and I apologize to Foscale models if I'm wrong, but they all look very similar in design, and that's what I think is going on there. There's another piece of paper in here. Oh, you also get an acetate sheet. Not sure if you can see that, maybe with the glare. This is for your windows if you want to do the glazing that way. I usually do it a different way. So I have like loads of these just stacked up on the side there. You get a little card here with some tips and some tricks. This shows you those colors on the bottom there, the green, the red. Apparently there are other sizes, so it gives you a color scheme of what the wood is. Tells you, gives you some tips on alcohol stain and weathering chalks, painting and doing the casting details, the metal pieces, sponge painting, some more tips and tools that you may need, how to do a testing piece, which glues to use or safe to use that they recommend. So that's a good card to keep on hand, even if you're not doing a Foscale model kit. Into the wood pieces. Actually, there's one more piece of plastic here, and this looks like... Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to get this on camera. Yeah, there we go. It's a piece of acetate, and it looks like it's already split in window shade size, which I've never seen anyone do before. So that's very cool to have. So, but we've got more than 4 windows. We actually have 8 windows. So why only include 4? Oh, I know why. It's for the doors. But why do we have 4 doors? There was only 2 doors included in the instructions, I think. Maybe it was just 1 door. Yeah, it's just 1 man door. All right, well, I guess you're going to have some extra pieces because I know how this works. This is the inside door, and then this piece goes on top of that to make it look like a screen door. It gives it some depth to the model. Very cool that they gave us 4. Don't think we're going to need them again. John Schuykill River, see if I can go live this weekend. Oh, James is thinking about going live. Awesome. We're all goofs here. Here for the fun, support, camaraderie, and learning. Absolutely, Ray. Turbo's a commuter train. Okay, cool. They're good garage doors. Oh. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what they are. Let's go back to the picture. I'm thinking garage doors as pull-up doors. And I don't know why I thought that, because clearly if I had paid attention to the actual picture, if you look right there, there's 4 folding doors that are the garage doors. I don't know what I was thinking. So it looks like we are going to use them all, and that's why you get 4 pieces of glass. There had to be something going on. I'm going to go on a famous train ride called an Iron Horse Ramble called 2102T1 steam engine. And I brought a ticket so I can use my 2003 camera. Should be interesting. Yeah. Robert Darby, welcome back, man. Good to see you. Good to see that you're back to the first build. Yeah, this is the first new build. We did finish up, or partly finish up, the old, the bridge that we were working on. Oh, I also put these little slats in there. That was in there too. I forgot to mention that. Those went in. It looks like this one got a little cockeyed. I might have to reseat that. But here's the other side, those two little slat thingies. I put those in. I was thinking about maybe putting a sign up here, but I didn't know what to call the bridge, and I think I might wind up just leaving that to the future owner. Remember, this is being gifted to someone. So, yeah, I still got to think of that. But yeah, we're only waiting on 2 things for that, and then that'll be complete, but I can't do it right now. All right, so these are our 4 pieces, and it looks like this is going to be the roof card. So that shows you a footprint of what how big the building is going to be. So this will be one of the size. Actually, here, let's do this, right? Because we got a little card. So the building is, how about putting it right side up? The building is 18 scale feet wide. That's 2.5 inches. And then tall is going to be just over 3 1/8 maybe. And then in scale feet, we're getting into 22.5 feet high. I like that little ruler. I should keep that around. All right, so we got to do the bracing. That's the very first thing. Dark Side of the Moon limited edition turntable is awesome. Sweet. I have the original release album. What are we talking about with the giant poster? It should be awesome. All right. So I'm going to leave these little cutouts in here for now while I do the bracing. And I think I'm going to leave these in here also. Because actually I can't do, can I do the bracing on here? Where's that sheet? There is, I don't think there is. Yeah, there is bracing. There's bracing that goes on the insides on each of these. So I am going to have to crack these out. Maybe not. All right, let's get some bracing pieces. I also have some bracing from other projects. All right, I got to get up close here because I need to be able to see. So this one says just runs down the entire length. So I'm just going to estimate, doesn't have to be exact, but I'm just going to put a little mark here and say that's about the full length. And then we're going to cut that. Is that the length enough to do 2? Oh, look at that. Almost exact. I think I might only be off by like a 30-second right there. That is so thin. Got that almost exactly half. How cool am I? I'm playing Dark Side of the Moon on my turntable in the background. Oh, very cool. Very cool. As always, you guys know I'm a big fan of Aleene's tacky glue. So I'm just going to load this bad boy up right here. And you all know that I am very, very generous with the glue. So I'm going to slap that in place just the way it shows it on here. And just keeping in mind that I am not going over the cut lines where it's lasered in, because I don't want to glue this Do I still have your first camera you ever bought, or is that gone? It depends on which camera we're talking about. If we're talking about for what I've done for YouTube, no. Actually, I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that. No, I don't have the first camera I ever owned, and I don't have the first camera I've used for YouTube either. So I answered my own question. Both of those are gone. Hey there, Randall. You still the downtown bus? Checking in with Randall. Come on in, Randall. All right. So these are getting supports in pretty much the same places. This also gets on the outsides of these, get the little green trim. I'm not going to put that on right now because I want to paint the trim before I put it on there. So I'll add that after I paint it. I have no idea what paint colors we're going to do for this. So if anybody's got a thought on paint colors, let's start hearing it. Oh, you know what I should do? I should just glue that right where it is and then cut it in the middle. But I'm not that crazy. I think what I'll just do is cut it in the middle. Think I need a new blade. Or maybe because I'm trying to cut it in midair. Flip on the side here. That's two. Close again. The other one was closer, but close enough. All right, let's get this one here. 1, 2, 3. We need 4 on each. So I'm just going to put this up with that. Kind of eyeball it. There we go. Yeah, pretty close. One more piece of bracing. It looks like they gave us an extra piece. Oh, you know what? I have a better... I did buy a better X-Acto knife. Might as well use that. It's got a new blade in it. Still have my first lawnmower, truck, motorcycle, and wife. Does that count? Well, I don't have any of those. I got none of those. Although out of that list, the only one that I think I really wish I had still was my truck. All right. Last piece of bracing. So we did have to use them all. There's 4. All right. Possum Bayou doesn't have any of them either. My engineer friend came up for the name for the crew van. What's the name for the crew van? Did I miss that? I had my first pay stub and then the slate broke. That, my friend, is funny. Mouth is dry. Too much talking. All right, so we're getting one there. We're getting one there. We're getting one there. And we're getting one over here on the end. And then it's going to be very similar over here. 2 on each end. 1 between each window. So we're going to kind of do it like that. And the only thing that matters is these have to be on the absolute edge. Somewhere, I know that I had it here. I know that I've seen it here, but I don't know where it is right now. I had my 1, 2, 3 block. Would be perfect right now. It's not in my new supply drawer, which is where it should be, which means it's probably buried under something. I thought it was on the desk, but I don't see it. I know it's not in this drawer. It's too heavy to be in that drawer, and I didn't put it in the organizer either. Guess I'm just gonna have to order a new set. All right, let's get these done because it's getting late. All right, for now, we'll do the middle pieces. How's that sound? Tammy and Ray. Tammy and Ray jumped in here. I didn't even see it pop up on the screen. I think I need to have it play something in my ear. Maybe I'll try and figure that out. To go along with the thing that pops up on the screen right about here. Maybe I need to get something that just plays for me. Like a little fireworks sound or something. So now that I think about it, you guys are going to get a double dose of me in 2 weeks because hopefully I can do the Friday show on what date would that be? The 20 something. Friday night show would be the 23rd. And then you guys have me for Sidetrack Sunday on the 25th. So a double dose weekend. Oh, what are we getting from Mike Remark? 2-4. Kyle, can't you just split 2-4-6? Block in half. Oh. Speaking of 1, 2, 3 blocks, where can I find some? Or something similar? You can find them on Amazon, although you have to really be careful who the supplier is, because the work that we're doing, we don't need like machinist cut, although it would be nice to have, something, absolutely perfect and straight. But you don't need those, so you don't have to get the expensive ones. But, You definitely don't want to get, you know, a cheapy version either. I have seen and heard from people that there's some out there that they have received that come directly from like right off the machines, like right off the cutting block of a machinist drill or cut. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. And they come off real oily, and they've got sanding marks on them from where they tried to shape it in the right direction to get, you know, just a fine tuning. And there's just a lot of tool marks and stuff on them. So you got to really just watch where you get them from. You know, do your research. All right. 3 minutes to the hour, and honestly, I don't think there's anything else that I can do other than getting this on there and getting it dry until the next time we meet. I recommend the solid blocks over the ones with the holes. Honestly, I'm going to partly agree with you there, Wigwag. I actually recommend that you have both if you can. Here's the reason why. The solid ones are great for weights. If you need to weigh something down, you can use your 1, 2, 3 block for that. It's very easy to use those solid ones for small pieces that you need to get straight and 90-degree angles and all that jazz. The thing that I like about the ones that have the holes in them is not only can you use them as 1, 2, 3 blocks, but you can also use them as clamps. Some of them come with the screws, the bolts that go through the middle, where you could actually put the block together in something in the middle of it and actually use it as a vise, which can. How far do you live from Strasbourg? About 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. I'll have to run up there and check out my Harbor Freight. Yeah, they might have them. Actually, as a matter of fact, I might check there too. I use the ones with the holes. Yep. Be right back, Foot Patrol. Not sure what that means, but I'm not sure if I'll be here when you get back. Depends on how you're going. Thank you, Grandpa Rails, for the numbers. I appreciate it. Guys, if you could, I know you hear it on every video, and I know most of you guys that I've seen and talked to in this chat, you're already subscribed. But if you could do me a favor, hit that like button. I am on the cusp of having 1,000 subscribers, and I'd like to get over that 1,000 mark, and you guys hitting that button is going to push me over. Also, if you can, not that it really matters. I don't plan on, never mind. I don't plan on going monetized. That's not what I'm here for. So honestly, to tell you the truth, the numbers don't matter, but I'm really, really just tired of seeing that 900 number. It's been there for over a year, and I just want to see some improvement, I guess. So hit that like button. I thank you guys all for chatting in chat with me. I'm going to let this stuff here dry overnight, and then I'm going to give it a prime coat. Think about some colors, because right now I don't have anything that's coming to mind. I'm going to have to look at my spectrum, but definitely want to get your guys' inputs. Think of some colors. Try and think of some of the other builds that we did. If you want, go back and look at those videos and see the colors, and check out my videos and find out maybe which one you think would work on this building. Rick could say this is going to be my own to me, but I'm shortly about just visiting at Strasbourg on March 7th. Depending, Nathan, I might be able to join you. I'm not 100% sure. It depends on what my schedule is. I'm doing a shared parenting thing now, so I've got my kids every other weekend, so I'm really not sure if I would have them. And it's going to be really tough if all 3 of them are there to pay attention to anyone else. But I'll let you know. I'll keep you in mind. I'm a security guard at a condo minimum in my town. Hey, can't beat that. Nobody's judging. Good stuff, Rick. Have a good one, all. Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Great stream, man. Thank you. Thank you, Backfire Epsilon. Appreciate it. Again, guys, hit that thumbs up button if you can. Share the channel out. Get the name out there. Let's see if we can get the numbers up. It would just be good for business, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the outro and let's get this done. You ready? All right, guys. If I can get this right, I'm gonna put a video up over there. I'm gonna put one of my playlists over there, and then right below me, I'm gonna put the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great night. See you next time.